Hey, Mount Pleasant, this is Pastor Levi. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you've taken advantage of this beautiful day that we've got, this beautiful weather. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and everything's great. Before we get started with our devotional tonight, I do want to remind everybody that Spring Out was supposed to be this Saturday. It has been postponed. We are going to try to have it again April the 25th, same time, 11 to 3 p.m. If you are out there and you have purchased Boston Butt tickets from us or gun raffle tickets, just know that we are still going to do both of those things on April the 25th. So nothing has changed there, but just keep in mind that we have postponed that. So I think that everybody understands that we're kind of going through times that we did not prepare for. So thank you for your patience and understanding with us. So with that being said, let's get into the devotional. I do have a little bit that I want to talk about. It's not a whole lot, but I do feel that it's a good word from God. So I'm going to be reading right now from Luke chapter 6, verse 38. And the version that I'm going to read first is from the New King James Version. And it says, "Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be put into your bosom. For the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you." Now, I want to read this same verse, except I want to read it from the New Living Translation. I like the way that it worded it in the New Living Translation. It says, "Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount that you get back." Now, I know a lot of people, they start to cringe when a pastor reads these verses. And I think that that's in part because a lot of people think, well, oh gosh, he's about to start talking about money. But this verse is talking about so much more than a monetary gift. There are tons of people out there that they like to say, well, if I hit the lottery, I could really bless this church or, this family or this community. But let's all be honest. The chances of hitting the lottery are slim to none, honestly. My saying has always been, you got to be in it to win it. And I have never purchased a lottery ticket before, so I don't think my chances are very good. So, but I want you to know that you can still have the same incredible impact that you could with all that monetary stuff on so many things around you without money. I want to challenge us tonight, wherever you're at. I want to challenge us tonight to completely forget about money right now. Just completely forget about it. Just wipe it out. God doesn't want you trying to give what you don't have. God's not concerned with what you don't have. God wants what you do have. He wants you to give everything that you've got. He wants you to commit 100% to Him. And if you don't have something, it's impossible to give it. So don't worry about the things that you don't have. Just be concerned with what God has given you. Be concerned with the talent and the gifts that God has given you. And you might say right now, well, Levi, I don't have any gifts. I don't have any talent. Trust me, you do, because you were made by the Creator of all things. He made the whole universe, and it's just amazing. And I know that God has instilled something special inside of you. So you've got something to give. You've got something that God can use if you'll turn it over to Him. Now, one thing that we should be giving daily that I want to talk a little about tonight, that it doesn't cost one single penny, is kindness. And that doesn't take a talent. It doesn't take a skill. It doesn't take anything like that just to be kind to somebody. And that, like I said, that's something that we should be giving daily. And we have an opportunity to be a blessing in someone's life. But our human nature, or as the biblical terms would describe it, our flesh, is to have tunnel vision and only concern ourselves with the things that, we have going on at that current time. And, we can't expect to receive anything from God if we aren't willing to give up anything. God is looking for us to be a blessing in someone's life. And I have no doubt that that will lead to you being blessed even more so in return. I know that, a lot of times fear can set in, and that's something that we've been talking about a lot lately, is that, fear not. I talked about it this past Sunday morning, that, it mentions in the Bible, fear not 365 times, one for every day, every single day. So you don't have to have fear, but I know that a lot of times that fear will set in. And, when you've got something going on, it's easy to say, well, I've got too much going on in my own life to be concerned with what's going on in somebody else's, or, the things that they need, that my needs come first. But I want you to know that God doesn't want us to have that kind of mindset. Going back to, Luke 6:38, it says, give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full. So just keep that in mind, that God wants you to give and then you will receive. He wants you to give something first. He wants you to give of yourself. He wants you to show your kindness. That's what he wants. And he, like I said, he's looking for us to be a blessing in somebody's life. And I know that, that so many different things can get in the way of us, including our own fears, or, possibly different, obstacles as far as time goes, that we say, well, Levi, I don't have time to go out there and try and bless somebody else. You need to make time for it. I'm telling you, if you want to receive God's full blessing, if you want to receive his full covering, make time for his people. Make time for your people, because they're your people too. God wants us to sow seeds in our time of need, not just, when things are going good. He wants us to sow that seed in our time of need. And if you sow a seed of blessing during your time of need, I have no doubt that the harvest that you will reap from God will be more than you ever anticipated. And I can say that wholeheartedly because it's happened to me before. I've had personal experience with that. But the thing that I know is that there's not a single person out there tonight, whoever's watching, under the sound of my voice, who isn't in need of something, that you're in need of something tonight. And if we all made a decision right now to put God's love into action by displaying kindness to those around us, there's no telling how impactful that could be. You can look at social media all you want to. You can read the news, and you can begin to feel panic set inside. You can begin to feel that fear begin to dwell. And it's easy to look around right now and see defeat. But I don't see defeat. I see an opportunity for us. I see an opportunity for the church to show people what we're really made of. They may think that, we're a bunch of, selfish, stuck up pricks and things like that. But I'm telling you right now that it's time to be that city on a hill. It's time for people to see us stepping out in faith. It's time for them to see the love of God displayed through us. And, us out there helping people and working in the fruits of the Spirit. If you don't know what those fruits are, and trust me, they don't cost a single dime either. That's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So there are 9 things right there that you can do, that you control. Nobody else controls them for you. You control. And it doesn't cost a single dime in order to work in them. It doesn't take any special talent. It doesn't take any special skill. And I know that God will bless you if you are using those in your walk and helping those around you, helping your neighbors. And, the thing is, we're supposed to do all this and not expect anything in return. And I know that some people might say, well, if I do something, I want to be rewarded for it. Trust me, you will be. Maybe not by that person, but God will make sure that you are taken care of. Because, I know that we have a Father in heaven who's not going to let a good deed go unrewarded. And I truly have 100% faith in that. And not only is He going to reward it, but He is going to pour into His overflow, from His overflow into you. And He says that, you're not going to have room enough to receive it if you're, opening up and giving just unselfishly. The last passage that I want to read here that goes along with this is Galatians 6, 7 through 10. And this is from the New King James Version. It says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. For he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. But he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Therefore, as we have an opportunity, let us do good to all, especially those who are of the household of faith." Man, I don't think it can be any clearer than that. God's telling us right there, if you sow good into people, then you're going to get good back. And that's just the simplest way to describe it. But it says, let us not grow weary in doing good. You might be out there, you might be the person that says, well, Levi, I've been doing good for people. I've been showing people kindness. I've been showing generosity. Don't give up now. Now is not the time to give up, because I promise you, if you don't lose heart, just like it says in this verse, your harvest is going to come. That overflow is going to come, and God's going to bring it, and He's going to pour it into you. He's going to pour it into your household. It will be poured into our churches, and it's going to be poured into this country as well if we all decide to take part in this. And as it says in verse 10, that we have an opportunity. We've got an opportunity to do good to all. It doesn't matter what color somebody is. It doesn't matter what their faith is. It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter, as I said, their origin. All that matters is that, that they are a child of God, because we all are. And we have to do good to all, but especially those that are of the household of faith. Now, what I've been taught from the time I was little is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have do unto you. And, making sure that, you take care of your neighbors, make sure you take care of the people around you. And I want you to know that during this time, to where, it might be tough to get out sometimes for some people. There's elderly people that can't go to the grocery store, or they can't fight the kind of the riot atmosphere that's at the grocery store. Go by and check on those people. Go by and make sure that they've got what they need. Go by and, if their grass is getting high, offer to cut their grass, offer to take out their trash or something. And, there's nothing that, I don't think that there's anything bad that's going to come of that. Only good is going to come of that. So I encourage you today to go out and do something for somebody else. And I know that God's going to bless you through it. Before I go, I do want to, I know this is a little unorthodox, but I just want to play a song on my guitar. And if you're there at home and you want to worship with me, please feel free to. And this song is called Worth It. I don't understand your ways, But I will give you my song, give you all of my praise. You hold on to all my pain, and with it you are pulling me closer, closer to your ways. But around every corner and up every mountain, I'm not looking for a cloud or the water from fountains. I'm desperately seeking, frantically believing that the sight of your face is all that I'm needing. And I say to you that it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. I don't understand your ways, but I will give you my song, give you all of my praise. You hold on to all my pain, and within you are pulling me closer, closer to your ways. But around every corner and up every mountain, I'm not looking for a cloud or the water from fountains. I'm desperately seeking, frantically believing that the sight of your face is all that I'm needing. And I say to you that it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it all. It's going to be worth it, church. Every single bit of your effort is going to be worth it. I hope you have a blessed evening.